I want to start out with a question for you. And this question is, how did we get here? Most people don't even know we are here, much less how we got here. Welcome back, you guys. I'm Mitch, and this is the final Exodus. And I pray that the Father of Lights, who comes to us through Jesus the Christ, Yahoshua, will bless our time together and illuminate it with the revelation that He intends for us. So today I'm redoing this, so I'm coming in a little bit late on a Saturday afternoon. I usually like to have this uploaded by 4 o'clock, but here it is, 4 o'clock, and I'm still recording. Well, I did have a pretty hard week also, and it's pushed everything back, so I'm burning the candle at both ends, which is not good. But anyways, guys, the meditation today is called The Birthing of the Beast. And I'm recording it now for the second time. And I'm going to actually take my time doing this and say a little bit less than the first time I recorded. This is going to require a little different meditation for you, and I'll explain as we go. Let's start with this verse, Psalms 5:10. Hold them guilty, O God, by their own devices let them fall. In the multitude of their transgressions, thrust them out, for they are rebellious against you. And I don't know if they know they're rebellious. I don't know that people who are involved in this beast system really are perpetuating it because I don't know if they think they're the beast. I don't know if that's the case. I'm not thinking they think they're the bad guys. So, and I'm saying this at the beginning of this video because there are people watching my videos because they don't like what I say. I know that's hard to believe, and a lot of times they're on this side of the equation, but they don't know it. They don't necessarily think so. They might think that I'm on that side of the equation. That's true. So let's get busy here. We'll come back to this verse. But I want to ask you another question. The same one that I asked you, only a little different way. How did we get from the Tower of Babel and the spreading out of humanity and the multitude of nations and the kingdoms of this world to the manifestation of a global government? How did we get here? How did this beast system that we're in right now already? A lot of people don't even know we are here, much less how we got here. How did this beast system get birthed? And to learn about this, we have to go deeper. But I'm realizing that my audience, not you guys, not you guys who are watching these videos to the end. I'm not saying that. But some people who want me to go deeper are really meaning, give me the juicy facts. Just tell me who did it. Give me the punchline. Tell me the end of the movie. They don't really want to go deeper. They just want to have a flashlight and, oh, thanks. On they go. And so to me, going deeper means seeing everything from Yahweh's perspective. I want to see things from the perspective that He provides. And that's what I believe would be deep. Now, to do that, this requires wonder. It's a different type of learning than just being told what the answers are and then being able to answer them on a test. This requires the working in of this information into our spirit. It's a relational transition. So let's practice that as we go forward in this video here. And it may frustrate you a little bit, because as I go deeper, you're going to say, gee, Mitch, you're not sharing the same way you normally do. Well, you said you wanted to go deeper. So I'm going to go with you deeper into spiritual matters, to wake up your spiritual eyes, to see things in the spiritual realm, in the unseen realm. And as you do, it's really fun. It's really exciting. So let's practice a little bit of this. Huh, guys? Okay, the beast transition. In the last video, I talked about how a transition is a very interesting thing. When you go from your parents' home out to college, you don't really realize it. I mean, somebody could say, well, you're in a transition, but you don't know what that means. And it's not until you look back 5 or 6 years where you say, wow, a lot of things changed in that transition. I wish I would have been prepared for that. One transition we've gone through recently is the dying of our parents. And just was not prepared for a lot of the things that were thrown at us. So going from the kingdoms of the earth to a one world government is what is like a morphine. A morphine is going on. There's just a transition going on. And a lot of people don't even know that it's happening. And we're in it. So the scriptures say in these verses of Revelation 12, 13, 17, that there is a great red dragon, which is called the beast. And let's pull it up. Let's just pull it up. I'm going to get that for you. Let's see. Let's go get that. Those verses here. Let's get this down. These are the verses I just had up on the screen for you, or that I right here. The red dragon. And it says that it has 7 heads and 10 horns. And on his heads are 7 diadems. So let's pull up a picture of that. Is this what this would look like? Is this the beast coming out of the sea? What do you think? And if you go look this up, this is what you're going to always find is a drawing rendition of these verses. People take this so literally, that this beast is coming up out of the sea. So to see the beast, like we could shine the flashlight on it at the bottom of the rabbit hole, right? But what are we expecting to see? What do we expect? What's it going to look like? Is it going to look like this? No. I'm going to show you in the days to come what it looks like. And I'm going to start that path today. But it might not satisfy you, so don't be frustrated with me. You may not feel satisfied because, no, it doesn't look like that. That's not what it looks like. So let's go a little deeper here into this verse here. I think I need to show you here Revelation 17:9 next, which says, "Here is the mind which has wisdom." The 7 heads are 7 mountains on which the woman sits. So let's pull back here. These 7 heads are 7 mountains. So we know that it doesn't exactly look like that, right? So these are 7 mountains. So he's speaking in figurative language. And when we shine the light at the bottom of the rabbit hole, we're going to be shining the light on 7 mountains. And these 7 mountains come out of the sea. Look at Revelation 13:1. And the dragon stood on the sand of the seashore. Comes up out of the seashore. Then I saw the dragon, the beast, coming out of the sea, having 10 horns and 7 heads, and on his horns were 7 crowns, and on his heads were 7 blasphemous names. But the point I want you to get here is that this beast comes up out of the sea, the 7 mountains that come out of the sea. Now think about this from the bigness of our Creator, the Lord God Almighty. He can see below the oceans. And he can see the topography of the land below the ocean. And he sees a mountain of land come up out of the ocean. 7 of them. And to us, they're called continents, the 7 continents. But they're in fact mountains that come up out of the sea, the 7 continents that come up out of the sea. This involves the whole world. This beast is huge. It's really, so we get down to the bottom of the rabbit hole. We don't see this. This beast that we see is literally huge. And this beast is 7 mountains. So back to our notes here. When we shine the light at the bottom of the rabbit hole, we're going to see the beast on 7 mountains. The heads are 7 mountains. The whole earth. And the beast with 7 heads that comes up from the sea also has a spiritual connotation. So there's a physical one, which is the whole earth, but then there's a spiritual connotation. So now I'm going to take you to that. And this is really hard to understand. The beast that rises from the sea. It's the sea. So let's go look at the word sea. The beast that comes out of the sea. We'll triple click on that and open it up. Here it is, the word sea. And this is a prolonged form of this word, the Strong's Greek Concordance number 251. If we click on it, 251, the primary word is salt. The salty ocean, the salty sea, the beast that comes out of the salt, the salty sea. So when we shine the light at the bottom of the rabbit hole, we're going to see a beast that comes out of the salt, the salty sea. And salt is made of minerals. What is salt anyway? What is sea salt? It's minerals. There's sea salt, and there also is, I don't want to lose you here, the salt of the earth. There is the salt of the earth. The scriptures tell us that we are the salt of the earth. This is very deep. Your body is made from the salt of the earth. And it's made up of many minerals that you only can get by eating plants. The plants, all life on this planet comes from the plants. And the plants go into the soils of the earth and draw the minerals from the chemical periodic table of elements. And because of that, the minerals that are in the earth are in the plants. And when you eat the plants, you get the minerals from the earth. And you are the salt of the earth. You are the dust of the ground. And you come from dust, and to dust you will return. But why am I saying all this, you guys? Why does it matter that there is the salt of the earth and the salt of the sea? Stay with me here. So this beast comes out of the sea salt. But it literally also comes forth from the world. The sea of humanity on all the continents of the world. This is a beast that emerges from within. This is a beast that comes out of the nations. This is the emergence of a beast among us that comes from the sea of humanity. And isn't it interesting that humanity can do the wave? This is what it looks like when the sea of humanity does the wave. And this is a representation of the salt of the earth that is the sea from which the beast comes. Anybody grasping that out there? You guys grasping that? This is the way the Lord does it. It might be kind of hard for us at first to think like this because people really want concrete symbols like this. But there is a race of beings coming out of the sea of humanity, and the beast system is literally birthing forward a new race of beings. that are unsavable. And there's a deep, deep darkness to this beast. And so it's really important to see this through different eyes than just this. This is too simplistic. This is not the way it is. This is just the way people draw it. So going a level deeper, here we go. We're going a level deeper. We're going to shine the flashlight down at the bottom of this rabbit hole. And as we do, I want to say thank you to all of you guys. I'm going to pull up here. I just want to show you this on my YouTube channel that you're watching. So I'll pull this over here. This is the Final Exodus channel. I just want to say, I don't want to lose you here, but we've been going intensely here for a second now. We just have a little bit more to go. So hang with me here. And I've been going down deeper with you, deeper and deeper and deeper. And I did a little thing on the Global Elite last time. And it's interesting, they put a little caption at the bottom of the video. I think that's interesting because I've never read one QAnon. So apparently they think I'm one of those people who follow QAnon. Nope, sure don't. I must be saying something that QAnon's saying though, huh? That's kind of interesting. All I'm doing is teaching the Bible. That's all I'm doing. I'm not forecasting the future either. But I didn't bring you here to say that. I brought you here to say thank you, all of you beautiful people who are communicating with me. You have no idea what this means to me, that you took the time, I'm taking the time to reach out to you. God bless you guys. Hi, you guys. Blessings to every one of you. I love you so much. And I'm taking the time. In fact, this is the second recording of this video, so I'm taking a lot of time. And I just really want to say I appreciate when you take the time, because our work together is relational. If it's not relational, it's religious. And I want to be relational. I want to hear your thoughts. So thank you so much, you guys, for sharing your thoughts with me. It blesses me very, very much. So as we go deeper, if you are feeling like what I'm saying is making some sense, then say some things are beginning to make sense. Or you could say, this makes sense, Mitch. Or you could say, I am struggling a little bit to understand. I'm barely hanging on. That would be okay too. So put your comment, stop the video right now. Put your comment right in the bottom of the video there, or write me. You can write me right here at Gospel Solutions, Total Health Solutions 101.com. But let's finish up here. And I don't mean to say finish up, because this is a subject of wonder, and it's going to require wonder. And it's kind of like explaining a lot of things before I tell you a joke. And if you understand these things, you're going to get a great aha when I tell you the joke. But if you don't understand these foundational things, you're not going to understand the things that I tell you at the bottom of the rabbit hole. And it will still just be like, what? I don't know. Okay, so these are really important things I'm taking you into right now that are going to require a spiritual level of wonder. Ultimately, I'm going to be taking us to Ezekiel 8, which is going to just really rock your boat. Really good stuff. Really, really good stuff. But to kind of review and kind of finish up here, I just want to say that the salt of the earth should not lose its flavor. So when we're learning, we should also, when we're absorbing the nutrition, we should also share it. We should find ways to share it. And I want to do a better job to help you guys share it. I want to do a better job sharing it myself. So let's find ways to share it to the people who need it. But this beast that's emerging is coming out of the sea. It's in the midst of the sea, a beast, in the midst of a salty sea, a sea salt, a salt of the earth. It's a beast emerging on 7 continents, and it's coming out of the salt of the earth. And I want to show you how Lady Gaga knows that. She did this whole thing of a birth. She was in this little capsule, like this little egg, and she came out like a beast. And I don't know a lot about this, but I find it interesting. She has a lot on this thing called Mother Monster. And we know that Babylon is the mother of all harlots, referred to as a monster, is what she's showing us. So that's just amazing. This beast, which comes birthing forward out of an egg, is reptilian in nature, and it comes forth. It's a dragon. It's a dragon coming forth from the midst of the sea. It's from the midst of the congregation. So it's not just... So as we go deeper, we're going to see that this beast comes out of the 7 continents, comes out of the people of the world, comes out of the salt of the earth. It comes forth from the midst of the congregation. That's a jump. That's a transition. You mean it comes from the congregation? The greatest evil comes from the congregation? You mean it's a wolf among sheep? It's in the midst of those who are called sheep. Look at this, you guys. Look at this. I'll show you this. Check this out. Revelation 2:9 and 3:9. Let's just open this up. These are words to the churches. See that, you guys? These are words to the churches, all these red letter words. Jesus speaks to the churches. He speaks all these words to the churches. And they're all about his temple. He's speaking to the congregation who are filled with the Spirit of the living God and are born of God, born again. Not just born out of the salt of the earth, but are born again with a living spirit. And right as he's talking to them, he says to them, to the church, to the congregation, to the ecclesia, to the synagogue, he says, I know your tribulation and your poverty, but you are rich in the Holy Spirit. That's what he means there. You are rich with me. And I know the blasphemy by those who say they are Judeans and are not, but are a synagogue of Satan. Would it be possible for a wolf to dwell among the sheep? That's an old teaching, isn't it, you guys? Revelation 3:9 says, "Behold, I will cause those of the synagogue of Satan who say they are Judeans and are not, but they lie. I will make them to come and bow down at your feet and make them know that I have loved you." This beast system, those of this beast system, are the same as those here in the verse that we started with in Psalms 5:10. Hold them guilty, O God. By their own devices let them fall. They are of the synagogue of Satan. In the multitude of their transgressions, thrust them out. Thrust them out of what? They have to be in something to be thrust out of something. Thrust them out of the congregation. For they are rebellious against you. So we go from here to here. The elders, now this is a jump, and I apologize for that, but I'm going to need to bring it around in the days to come and help you with the connection. But just check this out. The elders of Judah, and then we'll flip to this tab. The elders of Israel. And this tab here. The elders of the people. Have you ever studied that? The elders of Judah, the elders of Israel, the elders of the people. So good. Oh, I'm holding back on you a little bit. But I want to show you a couple things before I sign off. And that is that this word abomination is a big word in the scriptures. Abomination? So I'm just showing you, there's so many verses on abomination, I don't even know what to do with it. So we're not going to look at it today. But the reason I showed you the abomination is because Ezekiel 8 is about abominations. So if I show you Ezekiel 8, which we're going to do in the days to come, I have highlighted here for you the words abominations. In blue, you will see still greater abominations which they are committing. Who's they? Who's they, you guys? Almost nobody knows this. And it's right there in the Bible. They. You will see still greater abominations than these. Abominations which they have committed here. Well, this thing is filled with this subject about abominations. And I wanted you to get that, but I also wanted you to get this. Here you have this subject we've been talking about, the elders of Judah, the elders of Israel, the elders of the people. And here we are, right here, the elders of Judah. So Ezekiel was sitting in the house with the elders of Judah, sitting before him. Does that matter? Does it? Wow. We're going to look at this, because this is where we're going to find down here in verse 11. Anybody can go look this up. Ezekiel 8:11. Standing in front of them were 70 elders of the house of Israel. Verse 12. Son of man, do you see what the elders of the house of Israel are committing in the dark? Our flashlights are on, and we're going deeper. And it really, really, really gets amazing. I have so much to show you. So much to show you. And as we understand it from the Lord God's perspective, we will have no fear. We won't have fear? No, sure won't have fear, because He's going to hold them guilty. Doesn't matter what they do. What do you mean it doesn't matter what they do? Well, He's going to hold them guilty, and by their own devices, they will fall. In the multitude of their transgressions, thrust them out, for they are rebellious against you. But as for me, Psalms 5:11 goes on, but let all who take refuge in you be glad. Let us sing for joy, and may you shelter us, that those who love your name may exalt you. For it is you who blesses the righteous man, O Lord. You surround him with favor, as with a shield. I look forward to getting back with you guys very soon. God bless you guys. Put some time in the Word. Look at these passages. Write me if you have questions. Write me if you want to talk. Write me if you want to share something with me or show me something I might not be understanding. Blessings, you guys. I love you very much. Keep praying for me. I'm praying for you. I'll see you soon. God bless.